Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Bethel Ehi-Kings. I am the Executive Director, Ehi-Kings Real Estate and Construction Company, and also the host, Real Estate in Perspective with Ehi-Kings. And I am also your coach when it comes to real estate investing. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you for watching previous videos and also for returning to watch this episode. And if you are a new subscriber, thank you so much for stopping by my channel, for watching this video. But before I continue on today's topic, I'd like you to subscribe, turn on the notification button, and if you haven't done so, leave a comment after watching this video, and do not forget to like and share this video. Now, the reason I'd like you to share this video is that a lot of people can be well informed about real estate investing, especially first-time investors. They need to know how to invest wisely, the best and surest way to invest, how to choose the best real estate company and deals to invest in, and also how to go about your real estate investing the best way. Today's topic is important documents to consider while buying real estate in Nigeria. Before I continue on this interesting topic, which is very, very important when it comes to buying properties in Nigeria, I would like to share a short story that relates to this topic. It will help you understand the importance of this topic. Now, several years ago, I heard a story of a young man who inherited a house from his mother and was living in it peacefully. After some years, he decided to build himself a house for his family, a magnificent building at that. So he embarked on a land purchase. He wanted to buy an acre of land, that is 6 plots. He planned on developing some and then leaving some for investment purpose. Because his first house was gifted to him, he didn't really know the process, how to go about the search for a land. He didn't know the process to follow, how to tell if the owners are genuine. He didn't know what titles are about. He didn't know what titles to look out for. He just went into the search, and not too long he found some people, some persons who said they are family members and they own lands for sale. He went there, he liked the property and paid for it. Interesting, right? When it was time to develop the land and to start the building, at the foundation level of the construction work, he was accosted by some security officers who ordered him to stop working immediately. When he asked why, he was told that the land he was building on was not his own. The owner sent them to order him out of the property, to stop working. And of course, you know what would have ensued, or what would happen after that. They went to court. The owner of the land brought his documents, verified. The court did a search and found out that this young man bought into a fake property. Why? He didn't do his search. And of course, the rightful owner with the right documents won the case and took possession of his property. Alas, the man lost the case and almost even lost his life because he didn't do a proper search. He lost his money. He went through a whole lot. And at the end of the day, he lost everything. This is the reason why this topic is very, very important. Land documentation is very, very important when you want to purchase any property. You need to understand what land documentations are. You need to understand why and what each document or land title stand for. So let's quickly delve into the topic of today. Remember, if you haven't liked my video, please do. If you haven't subscribed, please do, and turn on the notification button so that whenever I post a new video, you always get prompted and get informed. A lot of people have gone through these same challenges that this young man, I shared his story earlier, have gone through, because they don't understand land documentation. And they don't know that they are supposed to do due diligence on any property that they are buying. This is why it is very important to buy from credible and trusted real estate companies that are tested and trusted. Such companies do their due diligences before acquiring any property to sell. And also this helps to save you from the stress and hassle of going through all the search of land documentation before you purchase a property. I'd like you to watch my video. The link is showing on the screen on the top of this video. I'd like you to watch my video on how to identify the right real estate company to trust in Nigeria. This will help you to do your search when investing in any property through a real estate company. If you are a first-time investor or already an investor, but you don't know how land documentations are, how to go about it, this video is just for you. So I'd like you to watch to the end so that you get to know and understand the right documents before buying any real estate at all. Also, do not forget to leave a comment after watching this video, because I'm sure by the end of this video you would be well informed. With the level of fraud that comes with buying lands in Nigeria, especially in Lagos State, it is very important that you know all land documents so that you can be rest assured that the land you are buying into or the land that you already own is legally yours. In the course of selling lands, one question I'm constantly being asked is, what is the title of this land? This is a very valid and vital question, because without perfecting the title of your land, it can be sold from you and even risk eviction if you buy a government committed land. We will talk about all of this later. And before I delve into this topic in proper, I would like to talk about land classifications. Before I talk about land titles or documents, let's talk about land classifications first of all. Help you to have the best understanding about land documents and their importance in retaining the ownership of your land legally. Land can be broadly classified as either free or acquired. A land is said to be free if the government has not indicated any interest whatsoever in that land. This type of land is safe to buy, so you can go ahead to perfect the title documents without any hassle at all. Now, on the other hand, an acquired land simply means a land that government has shown interest in and have been designated as urban areas until deemed free. Now, this is types of acquired land. We have committed acquisition. A land is said to be under committed acquisition if the government has indicated interest to use the land for public interest, such as building of hospitals, schools, or construction of roads or other amenities. That means the government has interest in that area for the said purpose. This type of land belongs to the government and can never be available for use by individuals. So if you buy such lands, well, I'm very sorry for you, because you have lost your hard-earned money to land grabbers, because sooner or later, when the government is ready to make use of that land or that area, you'll be kicked out without any compensation at all. Now that you have understood the different classes of lands in Nigeria, let us now delve into the details of land documents in Nigeria. I'll quickly outline the various documents. We have deed of assignment, survey plan, excission, gazette, certificate of occupancy, and also governor's consent. Now, for the sake of clarity and understanding, I would explain each of these land documents in details. Number one is deed of assignment. This is a transactional document drawn up by the real estate attorney between the current owner of the land and the new buyer. Now, a deed of assignment is a legal document that transfers the ownership of the property to the person to whom it is assigned. This is called the assignee. Now, this document is very important in land property transactions, as it spells out the date when the transaction of the property was made, and also contains the details of the description of the said property. All of this is, captured in the deed of assignment. Upon collection of your deed of assignment document after purchasing your landed property, it is also very important that you have it registered at the appropriate land registry. Now, this is to make sure that the government and the general public is aware of the transaction, and also shows legal evidence that the ownership of the said property has been legally transferred to you, the buyer. Having your deed of assignment recorded at the land registry and having it stamped by the stamp duties office means that you can further proceed, a governor's consent or registered conveyance of the land. However, it also However, it should also be noted that the deed of assignment is not the only document you should collect after purchasing your land. A purchase receipt, an invoice, and a contract of sale are also as important as the deed of assignment document that indicates the transfer of ownership. Number 2 is survey plan. Now, a survey plan is a document that measures the boundary of a parcel of land to prove the identity of that land, as it clearly marks and defines the legal boundaries of the land. A survey plan is like a map. It's a map that shows the boundaries and the features of the land. A survey plan must contain the following information. Number 1, the name of the owner of the land surveyed, the address or description of the land surveyed, the size of the land surveyed, the drawn out portion of the land surveyed and mapped out on the survey plan document, and then the beacon numbers. All this information must be on the survey plan. Also, the surveyors who drew up the survey plan and the date it was drawn up would also be indicated on the survey plan. A stamp also should be on the survey plan showing that the land is free from government acquisition. Please note that the record copy is the legal document recorded to perfect your land title. I repeat that again. Please note that the red copy or record copy is a legal document needed to perfect your land title. A survey drawn on land under government acquisition cannot be lodged at the office of the surveyor general if he doesn't have that red stamp or red copy. Number 3 is excission. Now, by the virtue of the Land Use Act on the 28th of March 1978, all lands belong to the government under the control of the state governors. But fortunately, the Act recognizes the ancestral landowners as family owners, as we popularly call them, the Bales, the Omoniles, okay? This Act recognizes them as ancestral landowners, and this gives them the power to reclaim their portion of land that the government do not intend to use, okay? And where this is done, it is called excission, meaning the lands have been excised from government ownership. Excission simply means taking a part from a whole, and that part that has been taken will be recorded and documented in the official government gazette of the state. This means that once the excission has been approved, The land is no longer under government's acquisition at all, and you are free to use it for whatever purpose you deem fit. In simple words, buying a land without excission means government can seize it anytime without compensating you, even if you bought it legally from Bale or from family. This is why the use of a real estate company is very important, because they will know all of this. They will do all the due diligences, they know, and they will help you, go through all the stress and hassle. I advise that you always use the services of a trusted, reliable real estate company to buy or purchase your land. And of course, such companies are Ehi-Kings. One of such companies are Ehi-Kings, is Ehi-Kings Real Estate and Construction Company. Now let's go ahead. I'm sure this is getting interesting, right? And you now see why land documents are very, very important. Now let's talk more on the next document, which is Gazette. Number 4, Gazette. Gazette, as we learned earlier, that all lands belong to the government, and the process of reclaiming unused land is excission, right? We established that fact from the number 3 title that I mentioned previously. So after excission has been granted, it needs to be regarded officially in the government book called Gazette. Simply put, a Gazette is an official record book where all special government details are spelled out and recorded. A Gazette shows that the communities that have been granted excisions and the number of acres and hectares of land that the government has given back to them. A Gazette shows the communities that government has granted excision and the number of acres or hectares, of land that government has given back to them. Okay, so note that it is written that those excised acres or hectares of land that the traditional families are entitled to sell its land to the public, and not anything outside the excised land. So that document shows the portion, the number of acres or hectares, as the case may be, that government has released to them to sell. Anything outside that, is unofficial, and it is not recognized by the government as family land. So this is where land grabbers, play on their victims by selling government acquired or committed land to unsuspecting buyers. This is the reason why you must do your due diligence and use the service of a credible and trusted real estate company like Ehi-Kings Real Estate and Construction Company before buying land in Nigeria. I'm telling you this for sure, because this is a trap that most land grabbers use, to sell fake lands to a lot of people. And then you hear people say, I'm afraid to buy land in Lagos, I'm afraid to invest in property in Lagos, I'm afraid. You shouldn't be afraid if you know the right thing to do, if you know the right process, if you know the right company to invest in, and Ehi-Kings is there for you. So before you buy land in Nigeria, ensure that you do your due diligence, or simply invest with a credible company so that you don't lose your hard-earned money to these fraudulent land grabbers. Now, the interesting thing about this document is, if peradventure the government needs your land that is being gazetted, later in the future, you will be compensated because it falls within the area that government released out to the family. So without your documents, you will be compensated as long as the land falls within the excised portion, even if you do not proceed to further perfect your documents by getting a C of O. So it is very important that you understand these facts about this particular land title. Now, how do you identify a real Gazette document? This is very important because a lot of people don't know how to, and that is why I'm bringing this information to you on this video. If you like what you are watching, please go visit previous youth, please go visit previous videos that I've talked about investing in properties in Lagos, how to buy land so that you don't get, scammed. Now, how do you identify real Gazette document? Number one, the first page of the Gazette must contain the following. It must contain the logo of the country and the inscription of the title. Now, we're taking Lagos State as an example. So it must contain that title of Lagos State of Nigeria Official Gazette. That's the title it will contain. If done in Lagos State, because we are using Lagos State as an example, right? Underneath it, it must have the number, the volume, the page, the date, and the location. For instance, it should have, for instance, I'm just giving this as an instance, number 54 in page 100 to 109, volume 85, dated 8th of October. You will see this kind of description on the Gazette that tells if it is actually a genuine one. It also contains a list of the villages, settlements, and the total parcel of land excised back to the community. All of this information should be captured in the document, the Gazette. Number two, the inner pages will show the following. It will show the description of the area or village excised. It will show the number of acres or hectares of land that was excised to the original owners, where the boundaries of the beacons start and stopped, the page of description of the village excised in. Now, to verify whether a land is under government acquisition or not, it has an excision recorded in a Gazette. So you must need a surveyor to chart the said land document information. Search it at the office of the Surveyor General. This is where you do the search to be ensured that you have the right title document, which is the Gazette. Now, number 5, let's move on to number 5. But before we talk about number 5, let's quickly go on a quick break. And when we come back, we treat number 5 and number 6. Welcome back. Today we are talking about important land documentations that you should know in Nigeria before you buy any property, landed properties or houses, whatever it is. Before you buy any property, you need to know what document and what title this property has before you delve into the purchase. Now, we have talked about number 1. These documents are number 1. We talked about deed of assignment. We talk about survey plan. We talk about excision. We talk about Gazette. And then number 5, we are talking about C of O, the almighty C of O. What is C of O? C of O simply means certificate of occupancy. Now, some people won't buy a land if it doesn't have a C of O because they feel this document is the highest, the ultimate land document ever in Nigeria. Well, let's find out what a C of O is. A certificate of occupancy, C of O as popularly called, is a land document issued by the state government to officially lease any land under the state to you for 99 years. Officially, a C of O contains that approval or lease, issued by the government, the state government, to you to own that land for 99 years. Now, remember, all lands belong to the government as earlier discussed. Inquisitively, you may want to ask, what then happens after 99 years? Honestly, we don't know. The question is still a subject of debate amongst experts. Why most of us have adopted a wait-and-see attitude. Others also postulate that as the new owner of the land, you, the buyer, can renew the C of O when it expires. I mean, that's fair enough, or that's reasonable enough. So number 6 is governor's consent. Now, this land document is obtained whenever you buy a land that has C of O. It is a form of letting the government of the governor and the general public know that this land ownership has been transferred to you. Remember, people believe that C of O is the almighty document. So after acquiring the C of O, you bought a land that has C of O. What next? What next do? You go for a governor's consent. Governor's consent simply shows that the land has been transferred to you. This helps to inform the government or the governor of the state and the general public that this land now officially belongs to you. Now, one of the advantages of having a governor's consent document on your land is that you can transfer that same land to another person without going back to the family, the original, the roots family, that's the Omoniles, to sign your deed of assignment and a Form A, which is a compulsory requirement needed to process governor's consent. So if you already have the governor's consent, you don't need to go through that process. To save yourself from all this stress, it is also advisable to buy from a credible and trusted real estate company in Nigeria, like Ehi-Kings Real Estate and Construction Company, and you will just be fine. You don't need to go through all these hassles, right? Wow, it is quite a long video and very informative and educative one at that. I took my time to explain extensively what land documents are, so you can be properly guided and informed and don't be scammed by fraudulent landowners or land grabbers. I would strongly advise again that you avoid unnecessary stress. Buy secured and titled land from trusted, tested and reliable real estate companies. If you want to do so, quickly click on the link in the description below, and I will personally hand walk you through the process. It's going to be a seamless one, a seamless process where you get your land with the right titles without any stress at all. And I'm sure you'll be most grateful for that. If you find this video very useful and very informative, kindly share to as many as possible so that they get well informed. And also, do not forget to leave a comment. Do not forget to subscribe and turn on your notification button so that you get prompted whenever I post a new video. Till I come your way next time with another informative video, stay blessed. I love you all.
Hey, King, wow.